I am standing outside the wrought iron gate of Université, Toulouse, Capitole, Toulouse, and the sky is the color of a bruise that never learned how to heal. The air smells like wet copper pennies, and the kind of disappointment that sticks to the inside of your throat. I press my palm to the cold metal, and I whisper to you, traveler, because you need to know why this place is a graveyard wearing a university badge. The first thing that murders me is the administration office. I walk in, and the woman behind the counter does not look up. Her eyelashes are so still, they could be taxidermy. I say bonjour in the tiny voice my mother taught me to use when I was 5, and still believed politeness could protect me. She does not answer. Instead, she lifts one finger, the way you quiet a dog you never loved, and she keeps scrolling on her phone. I stand there for 11 minutes. I count them out loud because the wall clock is broken, and its hands hang like a suicide at high noon. When she finally deigns to notice me, she sighs so hard the plant on her desk wilts a little more. I ask for a simple form to request a transcript. She tells me I need 3 other forms first. Those forms are only available on Tuesday between 14:17 and 14:19. If I arrive at 14:20, I will be turned away. This is how they teach you that time itself hates you. This is why this is bad. When an institution starts by stealing your minutes, it is rehearsing for the moment it will steal your years. I leave clutching a paper that already feels like it is rotting, and I head to the finance window because they have taken my tuition twice. The man there has the smile of someone who has never been denied anything. I explain the double charge. He prints a receipt that shows the double charge, and then he tells me the double charge does not exist. He says the computer says so. I point at the paper he just handed me. He shrugs with the elegance of a cat walking over a grave. He tells me I must send an email to a generic address. The auto reply says the delay for an answer is 6 to 9 months. 6 to 9 months is long enough for a baby to be born and for hope to die of neglect. This is why this is bad. Scam is such an ugly short word, but it is the only word left when a school pockets your money and then pretends your money is a ghost. I wander into the lecture hall they call Amphi Turquoise. The seats are the color of toothpaste that has been left open since Napoleon. The professor arrives 23 minutes late, wearing a tweed jacket that smells of pipe smoke and yesterday's superiority. He opens his PowerPoint, and it is from 2004. The slide says Management of Information Systems. The bullet points are about floppy disks. Floppy disks, darling, are the fossils of my childhood. He reads every word on every slide in a monotone that could anesthetize a whale. I raise my hand and ask if we will ever talk about cloud computing. He looks at me as if I have asked him to explain feminism to a fish. He says the syllabus is immutable. Immutable means they fossilized their ignorance, and they are proud of it. This is why this is bad. When you pay to learn, and they teach you museum exhibits you leave with a head full of cobwebs, and a debt that compounds faster than wisdom. Then comes the day they make me buy the Professor S. homemade book. It is a stack of photocopies held together by a staple that looks ashamed. The cover is printer paper. The price is 25 euros. He says we must write a reading log on Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is 7 pages of screenshots of his own LinkedIn profile. I ask if I can use the library copy. There is no library copy. The library has never heard of this book. The librarian blushes the color of overripe tomato because she knows this is extortion wrapped in academia. This is why this is bad. When teachers become street hawkers, education turns into a bazaar where your mind is weighed and sold by the GR.
I am looking into crimes near Université Toulouse, Capitole Toulouse, you know. It is like where tourists go and they think it is all safe and stuff. But nope, there are scammers everywhere waiting to rip them off. Businesses near Université Toulouse, Capitole Toulouse are like super friendly but actually super fake. Like this one guy, he approached a 20-year-old man in central Toulouse, speaking English, saying his wallet got stolen and he is all stranded without money. You know the tourist act, right? He showed the guy a fake banking app on his phone, looking all real and stuff, saying he'll reimburse him immediately in foreign currency. And sadly the young man believed him, went to a nearby ATM, withdrew 500 euros and handed it over. But of course, no transfer was ever made and the scammer just took off. I am guessing the young man felt like an idiot, you know, like how could he be so stupid? But honestly, it is easy to fall for these scams when you ray in a foreign country and you ray all alone and you just want to help someone out. I think the scammer probably did this to many other people, you know. Like he has got a whole routine down and he just targets tourists who look lost or confused. And what is worse is that the police only caught him because they spotted him doing the same scam again the next day with 2 accomplices. Like, what if they didn't catch him? How many more people would he have scammed? Businesses near Université Toulouse, Capitole Toulouse are like breeding grounds for scammers, you know. They prey on people's kindness and trusting nature. Like this other guy, he approached a 21-year-old student walking to Université Toulouse, Capitole, saying his wallet got stolen and he needs urgent help. And again, he showed the student a fake banking app, saying he'll wire him the equivalent in pounds sterling. The student, feeling sorry for him, withdrew 580 euros from an ATM and handed it over. But of course, no transfer was ever made and the scammer just disappeared. I am guessing the student felt so stupid, you know, like how could he fall for the same trick? It is just like how could people be so cruel, you know? They ray just taking advantage of people's good nature and it is so wrong. Like what is wrong with these scammers, you know? Don't they have a conscience? Don't they care about hurting people? It is just like so sad, you know.
Let us now step outside the campus gates of Université Toulouse Capitole, where the city promises cobblestones and cafes, but delivers something closer to a slow-motion magic trick. Now you see your money, now you do not. I want you to picture the area the way a disappointed parent pictures a child's muddy report card. Each shop is a subject, and every mark is bleeding red ink. The businesses here are not evil, they are simply tired, like actors who have forgotten their lines but still demand applause. Shopping centres near the university feel as though someone shook the city, and all the real stores fell out. Take Espace St. George's. Visitors walk in expecting a mall, and find a hallway with 5 lonely fronts and a ceiling that sheds paint like dandruff. One traveller pushing a wheelchair spent 30 minutes wrestling with 3 broken lifts, each refused to move as if they had taken a joint vow of stillness. Her evening ended in a freight staircase that smelled of old mop water, all because a €1,000 purchase still could not buy working electricity. The shops that do stay open sell boredom at luxury prices. Even the coffee kiosk gave up and left. Imagine going to a party where the host forgets the music, the food and the chairs, then asks you to tip him for the experience. That is the mall next to campus. When hunger strikes, the Indian restaurants wave the most colorful flags, but the kitchen is a battlefield and the customer is the casualty. La Rajasthani looks romantic under amber light, yet the truth is served ice cold. Couples on honeymoon have left carrying takeaway boxes of food, poisoning. One husband spent his wedding night counting bathroom tiles instead of stars. Waiters openly bully guests who refuse the costliest thali, and when diners push back, management threatens to dial the police like a bored neighbor tired of noise. Chicken arrives pink, rice tastes like wet paper, and the naan stuffed with cheese costs more than a museum ticket. If flavor were a student here, it would be on permanent academic leave. Coffee should be the cheapest comfort, yet the coffee pot turns caffeine into a sad guessing game. Patrons queue for 30 minutes to receive a cup that is sometimes lukewarm, sometimes stale, always expensive. A banker on a morning break once paid €4 for what looked like coffee, drank, and later wrote that it reminded him of burnt homework soaked in rainwater. Staff glare as if every order is a practical joke. Muffins arrive fossilized, the crumbs older than the freshmen outside. When you finally taste the brew, you understand why the barista needed courage to serve it. Come nighttime, students hunt for cocktails, but El Hura du Singe makes jungle rules. The house prides itself on ecology, yet reuses so much ice that drinks end up tasting like yesterday's dishwater. One woman booked a corporate party for €1,300. Expecting chemistry lessons behind the bar, instead, she received a bored demonstrator who refused to swap recipes and vanished at 8:30 sharp, leaving her team to nibble plain bread. The house cocktail lists a drink called smoke and salt. Guests report it is literally that, as though someone stirred a campfire into your glass and then billed you €14 for the trauma. If you bring a dog for company, security will march you out. Apparently only paying humans are allowed to suffer inside. Even innocent errands feel rigged. The stationery shop Trait Papier stocks beautiful notebooks, yet the clerk greets each prospective buyer like a trespasser. A Parisian teacher ordered handmade journals for Christmas. The parcel never arrived. Phone calls vanished into silence, and her pupils received excuses instead of gifts. Prices hover at designer levels, but service stays stubbornly vintage, as if the staff are reenacting a period drama where smiling is forbidden. One student asked to touch a fountain pen and was told, "This is not a library," which strictly speaking is true. Libraries actually let you open things. Put the map together and a pattern crawls out around Université Toulouse Capitole. The customer is an inconvenience, quality is optional, and the bill is always final. Accessibility is broken, food safety is lottery level, coffee is theatre of the absurd, and stationery is gate-kept like treasure in a dragon's den. Travellers counting on the neighbourhood to cushion their university visit will find the cushion stuffed with nails. If you must wander here, budget skepticism first and euros second. Eat where you see local professors queue, not where neon claims authenticity. Test lifts before you park, red coffee dates on muffins, send allergy questions before you sit, and always keep Plan B within walking distance. The area is not hostile, it is simply asleep at the wheel, and the passenger missing the crash is you. Trust your nose, trust your watch,